Hello, everybody. I'm new to YouTube. I'm going to start posting videos about things that I went through in my life, different things that I see spiritually, just stuff, just really just stuff that's happened, stuff that my grandmama and great grandmama and things that old people have told me, just things of that nature. Um I'm going to tell you an experience that I had with one of my friends. I'm not going to call his real name, but we was just real good friends. More like he was more like my brother. He was just a real good friend like me. To this day, I have never found a friend as good as he was. But he just vanished out of my life, and that was like very strange for us. He just vanished. I called, and the voicemail would just come on, and he would never return any phone calls. I thought that he was mad at me. I just never talked to him anymore. But during this course of time, I would have a lot of dreams that I would be standing at the bus stop, or I would be somewhere, and he was always driving, and I would try to get in the car with him. He would never let me get in the car with him. He would acknowledge that he would see me, but he just kept driving. I had this dream for about 2 years. Well, one day I went to a new church, and I saw a girl that he was friends with also. And I asked her, I said, I am so glad to see you because I want to know where our friend is. I haven't seen him in years, and I'm just wondering what happened to him. And she looked at me very strange. And she said, Erica, you don't know? And I said, no, what? And she said, he died. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, he died. And I was like, how? And she told me that he had a heart attack. But then she was like, I'm going to have to call you later on because I got to go. So I gave her my phone number, and I left church that day. And man, I was so sad. I just cried and cried and cried, and I couldn't get him off of my mind. And I can't even begin to tell you how sad I was. I was in mourning. I was in straight mourning. And all of a sudden, the atmosphere in my house changed. I started getting very scared. It felt like somebody was in the house with me. It felt like somebody was watching me. The atmosphere just changed. And my husband at the time, I would be scared for him to go to work or even go to the store because I was scared. It felt I could feel somebody in the house with me. Even when my husband was there with me, I was scared. I mean, petrified. And I used to just cry all the time. And, my husband was like, what are you crying for? And I told him, he was like, you got to get, excuse me. He was like, you got to get this man out of your mind. So one day I was laying down and my phone rang. And I answered the phone. And it was my friend. I'm not lying to y'all. And he said, hello. But it was in a distorted voice, but I knew it was him. And I said, "Is this you?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "So when I was dreaming about you and you wouldn't let me in the car, was it because you was dead?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Oh my goodness." And he said, "I was trying to tell you in the dreams, but you just didn't get it." And then he started moaning and groaning. Like, oh my God, oh. Like he was moaning and groaning like he was in a lot of pain. And I said, "Are you in pain?" And he said, "Yes." And he said, "I'm hurting so bad." And I said, "Well, I heard you have had a heart attack." He said, "I did, and I'm having one right now." And he said, "I have the same heart attack over and over every day." And I said, "Are you in hell?" He said, "Yes." And I said, "I can't talk to you. I got to go. I can't talk to you, and you're in pain, and I can't help you." And he said, "Okay, I understand." And I hung the phone up. And so my husband was just looking at me, and he was like, "You tripping." I'm like, "I'm not. I'm telling you who I spoke to." Now, my husband heard that phone ring. And I called his friend. And before I can tell her what I had to tell her, she said, "He told you he was in hell, didn't he?" I said, "Yes, that's exactly what he told me." She said, "I'm telling you right now, all that mourning and stuff that you're doing over him and all that crying, you better get your mind off of him and you better start praying or whatever, because if you don't," she was like, "because I'm telling you, that's not him. That's something else. It's a familiar spirit parading like it's him. And if you don't get him out of your mind and off your mind, and if you don't start focusing on Jesus and praying, that spirit is going to manifest right in your house." Right then I started praying or whatever, and I had to get him really out of my mind and out of my spirit, because I didn't want that spirit to manifest. As I was praying and other people was praying for me too, that heaviness left my house and the atmosphere around me cleared up. And I've never had a dream about him or anything in that nature again, and I don't want to dream about him again. I don't ever want anything like that to happen to me again, because I was scared, like petrified, for like maybe 2 weeks when that happened. But, excuse me, I keep yawning. I don't want y'all to see me yawn, but God took that away from me and he helped me. But anyway, I want you all to comment in the video, and if you all have had any kind of experience or anything like this, I want you all to tell me in the comments and just share your experiences. And, subscribe to me and click the button, because I'm going to be making more videos about my experiences or whatever. But let me know what you all think. Have a great day.